This is the trophy I got at surf camp.
Christian, what do you want to be when you grow up?
A paleontologist who makes pizza for his friends.
He was 3.5 years old, and one of my daughter's friends and her mom were over, and she says, listen, I've noticed that he's having a little hard time trying to tell you what it is that he wants. Okay, he has a language delay is what I thought. But anyways, we went to the doctor about a week later, probably 5 to 7 minutes within to the doctor's visit. She says, your son has PDD-NOS, he has autism, he's on the autism spectrum.
I can remember looking at my wife's face of fear, which is something I don't typically see. And at that moment, it's when it hit me that this was a real big thing.
And it sort of felt like the world fell apart at that moment because everything that you expect to happen isn't going to happen necessarily in the order that, or the way that it's supposed to, or the way that you dream about it happening, or how you plan for it. So, you know, you readjust and you move on and you try and find the best thing to do with the situation at hand. And so that's what we did. And of course, we signed up with CARD.
We knew walking in the CARD that there was something different about them, that when someone tells you in a very nice smile, it's gonna be okay, I mean, that makes you feel great. But obviously to see your son improve, to see that they were the cause of making your child better, I mean, it's priceless.
I have a problem and I send someone at CARD an email or a phone call, and sure enough, I always get a response. And it's always one of those things where it's, hey, it's okay, it's gonna happen, and this is how we're gonna deal with it. And that reassurance in a world where sometimes, you know, we don't know how to deal with the situations that are presented to us is always such a blessing. And we look at CARD like they've been a blessing in our life.
My name is Stella Matos, and I am the mother of Ramon Matos. He is an adult with high-functioning autism or Asperger's syndrome. All his life he was misdiagnosed. He always had behavioral problems, but then he was very intelligent. Schools were not prepared to deal with him. The teachers were not prepared to deal with him. His SAT was so good that he got accepted in several good universities.
I got into and you know what the acceptance rate at is? It's less than 40%.
He would go from job to job, one job to another.
I even started to do a little research. What can I do to get treated for Asperger? You know, now it's like Asperger. And the funny thing is that I put it on Google, and lo and behold, I found this thing called CARD. I would love to get even more involved with them, maybe even contribute to autism, maybe be more of a spokesperson or something like that. That's why I love this job, is that I feel that I'm being an example, a role model, because I'm the only autistic person in the self-storage industry.
And thank God to CARD and to Todd, who is the owner of Value Storage.
I have a son with autism who's 7 years old. I look to the future at people like Ramon and see the possibilities that my son could have.
I mean, you always hear the horror stories of the type of people you're going to work with, and this is one of them. I'm just kidding.
Ramon's been very punctual, great work ethic. We'd like to have several more of him in the company.
Emotionally, he has changed so much because of having this job, and I have to thank CARD because they gave him this job, and it's helped.
I'm the mother of a beautiful child, Marco Antonio Dominguez Cid. When he was 1, 2, everything was fine. When he was 2.5, we started seeing him a little hyper, jumping, and he was not listening, he was not turning when we were calling him. He was diagnosed with a developmental delay, question marking autism. When he was 3, somebody told me to go to UM-CARD, to go and see Dr. Michael Alexandri, to have Marco evaluated, and to check out all the services that they have.
This is my 5th grade math book. I like to read it because it has lots of math.
Right now his worst part is the social skills. He does not behave so much as an autistic kid anymore. You know, to me right now it's more like he has more like Asperger than anything else, where, you know, he can interact with other kids, but, you know, doesn't care about football, baseball. You know, he cares about girls. You went to see his brother at school and he started dancing in front of a girl, and the girl says, "Somebody tell me what's wrong with this kid."
He's doing things at 10 years old, at 10, that he was supposed to do when he was 4. Like asking me to marry him.
If it wasn't for CARD, if I would have been on my own, I would have been on my own. If you can afford to donate money to CARD, please do it.
We need them for support, moral support. We need them for support at school.
I really have to thank CARD. I have to thank them because they helped him a lot.
There's not enough words to express how thankful we are to CARD.
And we're grateful to CARD and everything they've done for us. And all I can do is just do everything I can, the little that I can, to make sure that everybody knows who they are.
Bye!